Welcome to Belgro's Funeral Home, where we celebrate life's precious moments. From the moment you enter our doors, you're met with kindness and care. Our reception area is designed to be more than just a waiting room. It is a place of calm, thoughtfully created to ease the weight of grief. In our private conference room, conversations are guided by empathy. Here, our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Tobago's continued autonomy push. Opposition slams PM's reckless Venezuela rhetoric. And Tobagonians want to stay alert to political motive. Good evening, I'm Kristen Salandi, and you're locked into the Tobago Updates television news for Wednesday, 5th of November, 2025. Now to our top story. The decades-long quest for greater self-determination in Tobago has reached a pivotal moment. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has formally committed her government to delivering true autonomy for the island, framing the proposed constitutional changes as a non-negotiable step toward parity within the twin island nation. Reporter Joel Green-George has the details.
The declaration marks a significant shift from previous governance models that often saw the Tobago House of Assembly having its policy initiatives subjected to central government oversight. The Prime Minister's address directly challenged the historical perception of Tobago receiving power as a concession, insisting the change is rooted in shared constitutional ideals.
My government stands firm in its commitment to Tobago's right to meaningful self-government and self-determination with a strong and united republic. My government, as I say, I do not see this as a favor being granted to you. This is not a handout, it's not a favor, but it's a duty that is honored and is grounded in equality, in respect and shared purpose side by side.
The commitment is backed by proposed constitutional amendments, legislation that seeks to fundamentally redefine the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Persad Bissessar stated that this legislative package will be to establish a new Tobago legislature with exclusive lawmaking powers over its internal affairs, moving the THA beyond its current remit. This is a critical step given the past attempts to increase self-rule, noting that the THA Act 40 of 1996 still allowed the National Parliament veto power over Tobago's legislative proposals. She outlined the two pillars of the reform: full internal political control and financial security.
These proposed constitutional amendments are designed to achieve several objectives. Let's start. 1, to grant Tobago legislative, Chief Secretary, legislative and executive control over issues related to Tobago's internal development. Further, to give the THA the authority to establish a governance structure adapted to the island's specific needs. Yet further, to secure fiscal autonomy for Tobago.
The constitutional reforms now head to Parliament, where they will require special majority approval. The outcome will shape not only the future of the THA, but the very definition of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The opposition today lashed out at the Prime Minister's rhetoric concerning Venezuela, calling accusations that the opposition leader was backing a narco government a reckless statement calculated to cause mischief. The controversy centers on opposition leader Penelope Beckles-Robinson's recent courtesy call with Venezuelan Ambassador Alvaro Sanchez Caldero, which she moved to publicly clarify at a media conference yesterday. Reporter Jewel Green George has this story.
Arima NP Penelope Beckles-Robinson produced documents outlining the diplomatic protocol, stating the meeting was not a clandestine act but a routine government-sanctioned engagement. She emphasized that the meeting, which lasted only 15 minutes, followed standard practice.
So I want to first of all share with you that a letter was sent to my office from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs on the 28th of October, request for courtesy call.
The opposition condemned the government for fueling the controversy, putting the Twin Island nation's foreign policy in a precarious position, especially considering Trinidad and Tobago sits just 11 kilometers from Venezuela's coast.
I'm not shocked, but it is absolutely ridiculous for the Prime Minister, following a letter coming from her minister to me, that the Honorable Prime Minister will then put this in the public domain. To make that kind of what I call reckless statement, and a statement that is calculated to cause mischief.
The opposition contended that the controversy was a deliberate diversionary tactic intended to distract the public from pressing domestic issues, including the recent national budget debates.
All of it is calculated to create mischief, to cause a distraction, especially because all of these discussions were taking place around the budget.
Further underscoring the political nature of the rhetoric, Opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown highlighted the perceived hypocrisy, pointing out that the Minister of Foreign Affairs himself was recently photographed celebrating the Venezuelan ambassador.
The hypocrisy of those statements from the Prime Minister needs to be underscored further. Because just a few days ago, her Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs was celebrating that same ambassador as what? Alvaro, his friend. Alvaro, his good friend.
The opposition insists that its position remains one of peace and upholding the region as a zone of peace, urging the government to adopt a more measured and diplomatic approach to regional stability. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The Minority Leader Kelvin Morris has described the Prime Minister's recent visit to Tobago as a calculated political move by the Tobago's People's Partnership Administration, while Innovative Democratic Alliance political leader Denise Soyafat Angus has raised concerns about the underlying motives behind the visit. Here are the details.
Whether the visit reflected genuine national interests or a calculated political maneuver ahead of the upcoming elections, IDEA political leader Denise Soyafat Angus cautioned that Tobago must not be a pawn in the ongoing political battles between Trinidad and Tobago, noting that the island's sudden attention could make it a new focal point or even a target in the broader attack against our country.
12 years ago, in 2013, the Prime Minister came to Tobago during an election period with a great fanfare, handing out goodies to children, foodies to adults, and rhetoric to anyone who would listen. And guess what? She was run out under pressure.
Minority Leader Kelvin Morris said the visit, framed around discussions of Tobago's autonomy, is less about genuine empowerment for Tobagonians and more about advancing the TPP's political agenda ahead of upcoming elections. He cautioned Tobagonians to look beyond the promises and carefully assess whether the government's actions align with their long-term interests.
I, as a Tobagonian, will not accept the Prime Minister and the Chief Secretary using the issue of Tobago's autonomy, which is an issue that is near and dear to every Tobagonian, whether you live here or you live abroad or you live in Trinidad. The issue of Tobago's autonomy is one that really strikes to the heart of us as Tobagonians, and therefore we will not accept the Prime Minister coming on the cusp of an election to throw this issue of autonomy as if it's some kind of political football.
Both leaders have urged Tobagonians to remain vigilant and to ensure that any discussions on autonomy and development genuinely reflect the island's best interests rather than political strategy. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Up next, Prime Minister pledges policy blitz for Tobago.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Who said the elderly can't have fun too? We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of Good Steel Pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Pick up Heavenly Care Home for the elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger.
Thanks for staying with us. The government has signaled a multifaceted approach to addressing Tobago's domestic issues, with key policy pledges focusing on water security, property rights, and public safety. Commitments said to be aimed at delivering tangible quality of life improvements across the island. Reporter Joel Green-George has more.
Leading the agenda during the special THA sitting yesterday was a serious push to fix Tobago's persistent water woes. The island often faces significant water deficits, with the Water and Sewerage Authority noting that during severe dry seasons, the proportion of customers with a 24/7 supply drops significantly. A new focus on decentralizing production is said to be soon underway with a major project earmarked for Tobago East.
The WASA Authority will invest in key development projects in the island of Tobago, including the construction of a desalination plant in Hermitage, Charlottesville, I think.
Beyond water, the issue of property ownership is being directly tackled. Many Tobagonians, particularly in historical land settlements, face difficulties establishing clear titles. This lack of legal proof of ownership, or what is known as hardship of tenure, hinders investment and prevents families from leveraging their assets. The government plans to streamline the process for those seeking to secure title under the Real Property Ordinance, RPO.
Further, my cabinet, in conjunction with the THA, is also committed to undertaking the following. 1. Establishing a robust RPA applications unit at the RGD's department here in Tobago.
Finally, a move toward localized law enforcement is being employed. The Prime Minister indicated support for creating a police force structure specifically tailored to Tobago's needs, an issue long advocated by the Tobago House of Assembly.
My government supports the idea of there being a localized police force in Tobago.
This holistic policy package presented addressing water, land, and security may well signal a focused effort to use central government resources to resolve long-standing Tobago-specific development roadblocks. Jewel Green-George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The Tobago House of Assembly, THA, is extending its annual Tobago Day observance into a week-long celebration for 2025, running from November 28th to December 6th, 2025, under the official theme, One Tobago, One People, One Destiny. The extended festivities, announced via the Office of the Chief Secretary's Facebook page, is said to be a showcase of the island's unique spirit, culture, and unity. Tobago Day traditionally marks the anniversary of the proclamation of the Tobago House of Assembly Act 37 of 1980, a key milestone in the island's journey toward greater self-governance. Since the inaugural celebration in 2015, the event has evolved to a major fixture on the calendar. Citizens and visitors alike are being urged to stay tuned for the comprehensive event lineup. Movietown is set to close its Tobago location early next year, following years of financial struggle. Founder Derek Chin confirmed the outlet never achieved sustainable success, stating, quote, "It just never really caught on," end quote.
Is Movietown Tobago's closure a signal for broader economic concerns? The cinema was barely breaking even before the COVID-19 pandemic, with post-pandemic conditions further worsening the situation. The closure of the 9-year-old multiplex, which will operate through the Christmas season, highlights the financial challenges of maintaining high-cost operations like projection equipment against low returns. Chin noted that continued operation was financially untenable despite efforts rooted in patriotism. The Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce views the closure as evidence of the island's weakening economy. Chamber Chairman Curtis Williams pointed to sluggish business activity and reduced consumer spending across Tobago, which is forcing many businesses to downsize or shutter. He urged Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar to meet directly with the local business community to address their mounting challenges. While the Tobago branch is closing, Chin confirmed that Movietown's remaining locations are stable, with the Guyana branch performing strongly. This shift comes as the company focuses on broader entertainment and lifestyle projects.
The news continues in a moment, but why wait? You can follow every story, every update, all the time. Join the conversation. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat. We'll be right back.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Welcome back. Tobago's Joshua James, an all-rounder, is named as one alliance on its energy sector is facing a deepening crisis, according to renowned economist Dr. Vanus James. His warnings about the risk to the government's budget, pegged on a $73.25 oil price and a $4.25 per MMBTU gas price, are being underscored by fresh data from the global energy market. Reporter Jewel Green George has this story.
Oil prices slid after the American Petroleum Institute, API, reported a 6.5 million barrel surge in U.S. crude stockpiles, signaling near-glut conditions. This, coupled with a strong U.S. dollar, saw West Texas Intermediate WTI fall to $60.35 U.S. and Brent to $64.44 U.S., worsening Trinidad and Tobago's revenue risk. However, Dr. James stressed that gas supply remains the bigger problem, as shortfalls continue to starve the Point Lisas and the Point Fortin industrial plants, the engines of the country's main industrial export plants.
The country has an import cover near 5.4, 5.6 months today. But if you have a crisis in the energy sector, that damages the bulk of your capacity to import, your export capacity, as it were, the main component of it.
Commenting on the government's readiness to draw down on the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, HSF, Dr. James cautioned that this is, quote, not likely to be economically sound policy, end quote. He explained that reducing the HSF, the nation's long-term safety net, is dangerous when the energy sector is simultaneously in a production crisis with no guaranteed replenishment.
But if the energy sector is in crisis from a production standpoint, not just a price issue, but because the supply stream is essentially being destroyed, then the Heritage and Stabilization Fund no longer functions as an adequate safety net because there is no replenishment of foreign inflows.
The core of the long-term supply solution, Dr. James argued, lies in securing the Dragon gas deal with Venezuela.
We have to sort out this Venezuela Dragon deal issue because there is no immediate supply of gas from anywhere else over the course of the next 6-8 years or so beyond this Dragon deal.
Dr. James concluded that diversification must be the country's priority, focusing on exporting professional services, noting Tobago's high dependence on transfers and the need for collaborative policy between the THA and the central government to achieve national economic growth. Jewel Green-George reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
In a recent press release, the Grand Slam Player Development Program announced that it has assisted Tobago's rising tennis talent, Josiah Hills. He has earned a coveted spot on the ITF Cotec 14 and under team, marking another major step in his young sporting journey. Here are the details.
Josiah Hill's selection places him among the region's most promising young athletes, as he prepares to represent the Caribbean and Central America at two upcoming international tournaments, the J30 El Salvador and J30 Guatemala, scheduled from October 30th to November 15th, 2025. Following these events, he will travel to Orlando to compete in the American Cup and participate in tennis training camp from November 15th to 24th, 2025. This milestone is a testament to Hill's hard work, determination, and love for the game, supported by his mother and guided by coaches Anthony Williams, Larry Yearwood, and Vaughn Wilson. Their dedication to youth tennis development in Tobago continues to inspire excellence among young athletes. The Crusoe Isle Tennis Club remains a cornerstone of tennis advancement on the island, with its structured programs, emphasis on discipline, and focus on nurturing youth potential. The club has consistently developed standout players who continue to make Tobago proud. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Every day we bring you closer to the issues that matter most. For our social media poll today, we asked, which speaker's message at the special THA sitting resonated with you the most? 12% of respondents voted Prime Minister, 18% voted Chief Secretary, 57% voted both, and 13% voted neither. Remember, your voice counts too. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and join the conversation by voting in our daily polls. The weather report is up next.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tonight will be mostly fair at first, becoming partly cloudy with a few light to moderate showers expected after midnight, mainly across Trinidad and Tobago. A few of these showers may become heavy and could be accompanied by gusty winds or isolated thunderstorms. The remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience generally fair and breezy conditions with only a few brief showers. A light concentration of Saharan dust will also be present in the atmosphere. Tomorrow, expect hot, sunny, and slightly hazy conditions despite some partly cloudy periods. There is a medium chance of isolated heavy showers or thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon. Gusty winds and street or flash flooding are possible in areas affected by heavy showers or thunderstorms. Tonight's minimum temperature is forecast to be around 24 degrees Celsius at Piaku and 25 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow's maximum temperature is expected to reach 31 degrees Celsius at Piaku and 30 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Seas moderate with waves near 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. There are no watches or warnings in effect at this time, but the public is advised to remain alert during heavy showers or gusty winds. Sunrise tomorrow 5:58, sunset 5:40. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates news. Let's recap the headlines. Tobago's continued autonomy push. Opposition slams PM's reckless Venezuela rhetoric, and Tobagonians warned to stay alert to political motive.